So, for those of you who didn't see it earlier, this is the little microphone I bought yesterday. So it has a USB slot, micro USB. So you can connect it to an iPhone or an Android to use it as an external microphone if the thingy supports it. But I'm going to use it as my microphone for when I record videos. I had to buy a USB hub for my laptop. So and I'll use an external mic because I find out when you use a laptop where it only has one audio jack and you use it for audio and microphone, the microphone tends to sound really bad, or at least it does for me. So I bought that. So that was $200. So if a Blue Yeti is 130, but this is super good, and Blue Yeti isn't necessarily always the best microphone. So hopefully this one will be. We will see. I haven't used it yet, but it has just stands on its own, like that. Cool. Also, I just there you go. Oh,
sorry, that's very cool. Yeah, sorry. You've also
I just received 4 more Game Boy Advance games. 8 more Game Boy Advance games from some American place.
Oh, Golden Sun.
You got Golden Sun, but I already had Golden Sun. I've got Kirby.
They're making another Kirby game for the Switch.
I don't know if I've ever played the Kirby game.
Oh, wow.
But I'll list them off in a second. We are into the pistol round. Liquid on the CT side. Will they have the same success that they had on the previous map of Inferno? Because that was a very one-sided match. This time Twist doesn't start wrecking everybody. Nitro moving around. He's kind of trapped. His teammate has died again. Now, maybe all of Liquid will die here, but that's a nice shot from Nitro. But is it enough? Elijah's here to do some more damage. Now the bomb's been lost on Ivy, so that's quickly turned around. Such is the nature of a pistol round. 2 on 2, Steel gets wrecked. I don't know if he made a sound or what, but all of a sudden Nitro is alone.
He's in a pretty good spot. I mean, he's probably thinking about all the opportunities right now. Very winnable situation. Its complexity should be more scared. Nitro just thinking, how do I not blow this? But he does have 2 hard fights, spots both of them. We'll look for the first peek. It's not going to be easy. Wants the pre-fire, but the double peek is better. Complexity win the pistol. I like that how Ye set up against the garbage versus the Ivy push. He immediately sat there, which was slightly passive angle, but it would have worked if Liquid went all the way through, and then his teammates were there to wide swing. So it actually reminded me of how you set up siege tanks in Counter-Strike, or sorry, in StarCraft, because siege tanks took like 2 seconds to set up. So if you had siege tanks versus siege tanks, you'd set some up early in the back, and then move some forward, and then set those up, and see if you would be close enough to be attacked, and it would give you insurance.
That's pretty cool. So very quickly, I got Final Fantasy Tactics, Final Fantasy 1 and 2, Golden Sun, Advance Wars 2, Kirby and Amazing Mirror, Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland, Mega Man 0, and Mega Man 0 2 to join the other games that I have bought. Also, marvelous. So there's Nafly getting a kill with the CZ. Nitro, what is that? 3 on 3, Nafly with the high ground behind the bomb train, and surely they realize he's here. Where can they plant the bomb? They're going for a side plant, which will at least stop the pre-fire from coming in. And there it is, the bomb's been planted. Twist has been taken out in the meantime. Nafly back to the CZ where he's doing his best work, and now it's Elige with the scout. One was around oil, the other one is making noise, and there's FNS taken down. Android, does he know he's tagged? If he did, maybe the win is his, but Android will survive with 10 HP to keep a clean sheet for Complexity.
That was extremely close. Nafly had an amazing position in upper, and probably could have spent a little bit more time trying to terrorize them from upper without actually full committing and then potentially dying, because he's extremely hard to kill up there, and he's this constant threat looming over them. So playing the 2v2, I would have liked to see him try to stay alive, and his teammate work up slowly to try to get to as strong of a favorable position. Another eco. They've actually forced again. Quite interesting. I think because they got so close last round. Steel aiming high with the teammate in the back. Def comes out with the Mac 10 held sideways, and the Crossfire gets eliminated. Eviscerated, destroyed.
Welcome back.
What did I miss?
You didn't miss much, to be honest.
What happened
Liquid
in the first map?
spanked Complexity.
Shocker.
Yeah. It was an absolute spanking. So, but Complexity have won some rounds at the beginning.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that Liquid looked so good so quickly. after replacing JDM.
Don't mind us. Just having an amusing conversation. Do you want to jump back in that chair? So we just sent Launders away because we don't like him. The racial minority quota has been well and truly fulfilled by yours truly. So Launders is surplus to requirements. 3-0 for complexity. Twist on the scout. Twist has been fun to watch. He was doing some. Say that again.
He's a beast.
Yeah, he was doing some nasty stuff on that last map. Nasty. But Train might not be so easy to show off your individual skill on the high ground with the scouts. The scouts can be so strong, but especially when you don't have Kevlar, you don't necessarily want to repeat the same angle again and again until you die, because if you stay alive, you can really win around for your team.
Yo, Lunders has an FNS tattoo.
He does have an FNS tattoo.
Yeah. Big fan.
I forget what it stands for on him. I don't know if it means finesse or something else, but FNS is for finesse, right? Not sure.
Not sure. I believe so.
I feel like I should call him finesse. I think it sounds better.
Yeah, it does.
And it's better than pronouncing acronyms. So, but I just don't remember to do it. Was that dog? I don't know what's going on in the studio. Thought I heard a dog. 4-0 for complexity. Nat flies on the AWP. So is this spawn based? Is this position based? Many places you can take a sniper rifle. Death around the Olaf position. And Peter's looking towards the stop sign or the camera. Below the camera. Oh no!
What a flash though.
That could have been colossal, but in the meantime, Def is cleaning up. I mean, obviously they know the call is like, they're all Ivy! That's why you never say they're all X unless you see 5 people. 2 versus 4 now. Complexity somehow come out of that with only 1 person lost. That is very fortunate indeed, all things considered. That could have been much worse. Twist position there could have been around on another day, but not today. And it's not quite lost just yet, though. Does still take out Android? No, just going to. Okay, Naprat's going to hold the angle. Oh, they're still not. They're still planting the bomb in this position, even though it's not really covered for Ivy. That's curious. But it will be enough. So Liquid are still waiting for their first round. And so far so good complexity. Rounds on the board.
Yeah, 5-0. It looked like, I believe they just throw a 5-6 E-block smoke. So Nat tries to save out. He is not connecting on any of these though. But yeah, just 5-6 E-block smoke, and then 3 go Ivy, and even if you get smoked out, go through the smoke. You know, the mid, the 5-6 E-blocks, try to garner the attention, and then bam, 3 guys.
Could have been all of it, but was none of it. So, can we get the map up in the game? Because I just want to ask you to explain something. What is, when you say 5-6, for people at home?
Oh, okay, so you see where sandwich is?
Okay.
Right there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, down a little bit? No, the other down. In between those 2 trains, next to sandwich, basically.
Okay, that's 5-6.
Now to the right, the other side, yeah, like around there. And you smoke that. And then E-box is just
I'm
on the
talking
other
about
side.
the numbers, not smokes. Like, when you say 5-6, like 5 train, 6 train.
Oh.
What does that mean for people at home who don't understand that? Don't know what 5 is, what 6 is.
I don't even know why we call them 5 and 6. But we call that red train 5.
Okay.
And then the green train is 6.
Is there a 1, 2, 3, 4?
Well, there was in other versions of the game. I don't know if there is in this game. I can't quite recall.
5 and 6. Because I don't feel like many people who are newer to Counter-Strike have any idea what the numbers are on the train.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so
That absolutely makes sense.
yeah.
I haven't seen that in a while, the double molly.
Well, there we go. The gun is protected by Ye. Not many places you can really dispose of it though, so maybe it will be collected later on by a flanking player. But Ye is waiting for it. He's keeping hold of the gold. 3 versus 2. This is winnable for Liquids, as weird as it might seem. But that Ye's position is quite important. But while he's holding that down, they really need to take advantage of that and plant the bomb. And they will feel like it's safe to do so now. They have a blind spot towards main, however, and Ye is surely exposed to that. Pete is holding the angle though, so they might be good now. Although he's seems to be looking elsewhere. So Ye can focus on pop, make sure the gun stays away, and it should be good. Nafly presumably going back to try and get that weapon. But Ye's walking away now. He doesn't need to, he can just stay there. There's no reason for him to go anywhere else. I don't think he would die to the bomb in pop. In fact, he's running towards the bomb, so... Like, he's running towards the bomb to stop. They all ran to the same place together, so the CTs don't get any more kills. But in that sense, they've also given him 2 AK-47s, so... I think he might as well have just stayed where he was, because he had a strong position at the bottom of the ladder looking up. So Liquid have been given 2 free AKs onto Nafly and Steel. Twist and Nitro will be double AWPing in this round. Stop the block arenas, and Elige will walk through the smoke with the Molotov there. He is confident that there's nobody there. Attention to detail from Team Liquid. 4 players above Pop Dog at the moment. Waiting for a smoke to go. There's the pop flash, and they will clear upper B.
So we've already seen 3 different people off for Liquid.
Yeah, Nafly wasn't having a good time, but now Twist is doing it towards Ivy instead. Peter looking for somebody to climb up the ladder and expose themselves to him. Jumping off, they'll make the sound to Steel, but this is nothing you wouldn't expect at this point in a round. Here come the grenades. No action on A in the meantime, I don't believe. Nafly's the first pick. Those AKs coming in handy. Only for the 1 kill though. Android good for 2. So is this safe territory for Liquid? No, Elige is moving through oil. So he's got himself a nice position. Does he check? Nice for FNS. Can he get 2? Yes, Android take it down immediately. That really changes things. The flash is there. Nitro with a very fast flick. And that is the round. What a retake from Liquid.
Yeah, Elige's awareness to check close Z was pretty good there. Honestly, didn't even know you could see it from like the angle he was looking at. To kill that guy, that was very good awareness by him.
Elige's got a fancy knife. I feel like that's a new thing because he's not really been one for skins.
He's got a fancy name too.
He has a fancy name, or the knife does?
Look at the name over there.
Jablanowski.
Yeah,
Look at the blue on that knife. That's nice. Look how it shines. Nice.
Just a case hardened.
Just a case hardened. Okay, Mr. Skins. What knife do you have?
I have.
You have 50 knives?
I have a bayonet Doppler Emerald or whatever.
Is that an emerald, a green one?
Yeah, the green one.
Ooh,
then
nice.
I have the Ruby Sapphire, the M9, and then I have the M9, or I have the Ruby and the Sapphire M9 bayonets, both of them.
I have the Ruby bayonet and a fantastic Crimson Web Karambit, and an M9 Fade, and an M9 Bowie for Fade, of course. Would you expect anything less dazed? 5 versus 4. Liquid looking for their second round. They're on a catch-up. They're on a comeback trail. If Complexity have anything to do with it, the trail will go cold. Slowly creeping into main with some grenades. Is this telegraphed? Oh boy, yay, looking nice with the AK. We'll expect the player in heaven, looking for it slightly, but he's still hiding for the time being. Spray on to twist, maybe he made a step, and this is looking good for Complexity. Might be a bad game of train for Team Liquid. Nafly spotted in the high ground. Can he get the bomb down with this pressure at the moment? Pete's taken down, there's less people covering the bomb. One person running out of bullets faster than the other, leaves it into a 2-on-2. 3 of these 4 players tagged, Steel with the M4, Nitro with the AWP. Looking for it is Steel. FNS taken down, leaving Ye with 3 HP, not a lot of position. Don't know where he is, but this is a reasonably, either side of this wall is fairly common when a bomb is planted there and there's only 1 player left. Very common position, not really facing just yet, but he might have to run. Yeah, he'll take them out, and that has significant impact as well, but if they are defusing the bomb there, walking will take too long. But he took the risk, thought maybe they weren't defusing, but they were.
So that was actually really interesting. You see the smoke they threw for camera? And then they had a guy walk up the right side of the red train, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking the plan was you have an opper posted on the right of the smoke towards camera. He could walk up the train, and then another guy could throw a flash right over the train, and then he could run with it and clear like back bomb, middle bomb. If that's what they tried to do, that's really sick.
Big round for both teams. Liquid must prevail. Complexity must reset. 3 players remain for Liquid. Steel charging through the connector position, and he will post up again after getting the kill onto Ye. 1 player rebox. 1 player moving towards green train. Number 6.
Yeah.
Number 6.
I'm going to be honest, I call both trains 5 and 6 all the time and mix them up. It's a lot better to say green and red.
Yeah, I think so. I never learned the numbers.
I've said it so many times, I'm not even sure which one is actually. I don't even know if I'm saying them right 100%.
Just sound confident and tell everybody they're wrong.
Exactly.
Twist, will his booty give him away? He's still alive. FNS will be taken down by Steel. That leaves Android with 3 HP, 1 HP per player. There's a 1-tap for the first one. He can't take any grenades. There is the HG on Nitro. Was selected for a second, but he's choosing to go to where Twist is. 25 seconds on the clock, and he looks away just at the wrong time. And now he's been spotted. Surely the grenade comes into play. The AK's out. There goes the grenade. Oh, on his dome. Round number 3 for Liquid. Is the comeback on? I'm not sure where the money is for Complexity, but we are about to find out. They have another buy. 3 players, 4 players, $6,000 plus. So the buys are going to keep coming. The pressure will remain for Team Liquid. It's not a bad knife. I prefer my Karambit though. My Karambit's gangster.
The full fade one?
No, the Crimson Web. It's got the spider web in the perfect place. It's nice.
Is it minimal wear?
It's nice. It's minimal wear, yeah.
Couldn't get the factory new one, huh? Those are like 15 grand.
I don't
right?
want to pay. I don't want to pay you like 5K plus for something. You know, I'm not about that life. I think it cost me $700 actually. I'm quite surprised because I think now it'd probably be like thousands of dollars.
Really?
It's really nice, yeah, man.
It depends on the web on it, right?
Yeah, but the web's gangster as well. I'll show you.
I mean,
I'll show you.
Gangster would be factory new, but
This is street, man. This is like what do you call it? All right, I'm a soldier. I'm not the boss yet. It's good enough though. Anyway, I'm not from Qatar, man. I'll take minimal wet. 6-3. Complexity. They were lining up, but they got the kill. Elige around the box gets 1, looking for the second one, but FNS rips his friggin' face off. 2 CTs remain, and their money's got to be running low. They need this. Nafly with 2 important kills. FNS and Peter remain. He's charging in as a flashbang. He completely missed the play the first time, but surely he saw him choosing to back off, however. Reset the situation. presence may be enough to delay a bomb plant attempt moving towards Ivy. Peter just keeping an eye on it while planting the bomb, but he is helpless, or he was. FNS in the red now, 11 HP. Nitro trying to run distraction, giving Nafly space to play. Peter stuck on the bomb site, but where's the trade fragger? Around E-box. That is a massive snap from Nitro, leaving FNS alone with 11 HP. Ooh, Nafly goes straight into it. Too many ends for me. FNS and Nitro touching the bomb, but he's looking for FNS. He's going wide.
What?
I don't know why he's jumping around the corner, giving sound cues away. Many people confused here. And that's the round for Liquid.
I mean, Complexity is starting out those rounds so well. I'm wondering if when they swung out Ivy like that, though, before these 2 kills happened, if it was a flash from Team Mid that blinded whoever was on the back of red, which I think was Twist with the op. Like that entry kill, I think that flash came from Team Mid, which is very well timed by Complexity.
Rushing into the A site, around smokes, around molotovs, around flashbangs. Was working out for them, but now it isn't. Peppering with the MP9 is Steel. The smoke gives him some more breathing room to move forward and try and help his teammate who falls. FNS getting a grenade out, but Steel has pursued Peter in the A-star. Got to be careful of this fast fire rate. Steel's doing colossal damage. Now it's Steel versus Peter, desperately trying to get out of the angle, out of the way, and reset the situation. Peter has no idea where he is. Hasn't seen the rotation towards connector. Steel might want to cut the noise now. Is he going all the way towards Pop? It seems he is. Next level plays by Steel. And that's kind of cool because if Peter was making a play towards B, there's a fair chance it would be through the Pop Dog. So it kind of covers 2 bases. Unfortunately for him, Peter's almost following his tracks towards the B bomb site as Steel makes his way towards A. So things are going super weird now. And all Steel's advantages will unfortunately be the opposite of that once he realizes it's the B bomb site. Oh, he's got himself a gun. Again, a key round for both teams. And Peter is miles away, but Steel has a smoke. Even though the bomb is planted in a middle channel with a smoke down, it's going to be fairly easy for Peter to spray. Arguably even easier. There's a smoke grenade. There's a Molotov for the peak, actually. And Peter's going to have to go in front of it. Why is he aiming to the left? He planted to the right. Well, I guess he could defuse it from either side. Didn't spread it far enough. I think that's an easy kill.
I mean, every round Liquid is just winning by, like, the skin of their teeth. Right, like, what is this, a 1v3 or 4 with this MP9? 1v3. Just, I mean, Complexity starts out every single round great. Like, they get in a 3v3, they get the entries, everything's looking good, and then someone from Liquid just ends up stealing the round away.
Not this time. Not this time. Complexity still in the lead, but judging by the previous map, they really need to build up these numbers in the first half. And one number they're building up is the kills in this round. Yay, 15 for 8 at the moment. Android 12 for 7. Steel, Nitro, Nat remain. There goes Def. Bomb planted, Ivy smoked off, so that is the cover that's required, rather than a person being there on this occasion. Yay, doesn't give any sound cues away, no more edges. 2 players moving towards his position though, and they'll see his legs first because he is closer to the corner, so he's got to be careful. Moving back now, and he will have the same advantage. Moving forward now, and catches them with a grenade, but no kills just yet. 2 versus 4. FNS taken down. Yeah, he's still alive somehow, and the kills come raining in, and now it's Peter, the last man standing. Nitro going for a grenade, and Peter will punish him for that. Pap pap with the P250. Round 7 for Complexity.
They finally win 1 gems and break Liquid's economy. I guarantee you right now, Nitro is saying, Why would he rush me with a P250? I guarantee it.
Well, it's a forced buy from Liquid, it seems. Steal with a molly and a CZ. That's a nice combination, and Complexity, they know they have the advantages here, but Nitro flanking, surely they hear this. They haven't charged into the site, and maybe the communication isn't there, because if it was, I don't think he gives the sound cues away there. Free information for Complexity. They will drop a few grenades, but they have no map control, so it may be a case of brute force at this point. Do you feel like they have any other choice but to go B now?
Honestly, probably, but I think they should wait till like 30 seconds.
Not working out so far. Grenades, though. Always got to be careful when you pull out a grenade. Android will cross default plants, going for fake just in case, but his teammates on the high ground covering the low ground as well, so no cause for alarm. There goes Nafly, and Nitro, last man standing. Can't quite hit the mark on this occasion. What do you think of Nitro?
I think he's nuts. It's really good. I do think they... I don't know. I think they need to go into there, but I think if you throw some nades ladder and you kind of wait a bit, then they have to respect like the fact that you could go back to team mid a bit more. In worst case scenario, you know, you run into 3 people, but you're running into 3 people or 4 people if you go at that time anyways.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Nothing to lose.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it.
Charging straight into the B-bomb site, and it's A that has been stacked 4 players around the bomb train, and that will be of no use. Getting the Molotov down on the high ground. Good that they have the awareness there. Nobody's covering that. Nobody's cleared it, so in case somebody is there. Now Def has spotted 3 people, killed 2 in CT spawn. And there's a 3rd one. Did he hear Nafly? He's seen him now. There's a 4th one. All done. And we move to the last round of the first half. What kind of buy will we see from Liquid? Doesn't look like it will be a great one. Nafly on the scouts, M4s for the rest, limited grenades. Tough times, difficult times for Liquid. Lining up the pop flash. Make absolutely sure it is in the right place. An important pop flash. Very often see, well, sometimes snipers holding their position. Other time just some shoulder peeking to look at the timing of the T's. Minute 20 on the clock. Pop flash from the T's. Complexity wants to make sure they win this 10th round. Make it to double figures. Some harassment towards IV with 3 players in that position. And Liquid will take an off-angle approach. It's always interesting when you see CTs fighting IV from within the bomb site itself.
I think it's a very good setup, especially if you have a, like if you have an op and he's middle bomb looking towards Ivy, I mean, he'll clean up.
Yeah, and I don't feel like it's something that's overused at the moment in the CSLIC, which is cool. So it's not really expected. Gets pulled out here and there, which makes it more effective. 25 seconds and Complexity got to go for this. Ye looking to flank towards CT. That's working out, but they've got to find these kills on the site. They will trade. The bomb's got to go down fast. Again, the deep smoke grenade. And we see Ye moving into CT now. 2 players moving into connector, 1 on the flank. Ye's going to be a very key player, but the other 2 need to run distraction in the meantime. Elise taken down on the flank, and Nafly opted to go towards Pop as well. But now he's going back towards connector, and I think he may be heard by the players around. I'm not quite sure. I think I would hear him from where Peter is standing. Ye strafing, but he'll be distracted by the player in connector and miss the other one on the bomb. But it matters not. The numbers game is too great. Complexity too good on T-side train.
Yeah, I actually think they could have won that, you know, 12-3, 13-2 if they would have just capitalized on one of those rounds that Liquid was winning 5 in a row from. Like I said, I mean, Complexity was ahead in every round, pretty much, and then Liquid would just, one of their players would just come up huge and make a big play. Oh, this was like my favorite game growing up.
Final Fantasy Tactics, really?
Yeah.
I haven't played it. I just got that delivery of 8 GBA games.
Yeah.
I've got all the GBA games now. Definitely this time. Well, here we go. Elige and Co charging into the site. They are making no bones about this pistol round. Peter can't get the reload in fast enough. And that leaves F&S alone. I think the P2000 might be slightly faster to reloads. But don't quote me on that because I'm not really sure. So I'm going to check.
Yeah, that was a poorly done push by Complexity. I mean, Yay, for some reason, didn't hear anybody and was just caught out, basically, at enter. They just tried a little triple enter push. Not one of them getting any kills. Pretty tough to kill all those Glockers at lower ramp. You kind of need that upper guy in PTR to at least kill 1 or 2. But yeah, didn't happen that time. Who do you have winning this game, James?
I think it's hard to pick against Liquid because they're a much better team, and I think the score is close enough, and they just won the pistol. So I don't think I can pick Complexity despite their performance in the first half. They won most of the rounds, but
So would you say whoever wins this round is going to win?
this round?
Yeah. If Complexity wins this round, would that push them, propel them enough to win this? Because I think so.
Yeah, there's an argument for that. I can't really give you a straight no to that question. So, although I don't know if, I mean, presuming that Liquid would force the next round at 11-6, that would be like 12-6, 13-6. So at that point, you would hope so, at least. Yeah. So I think that's a reasonable. I agree with you there. I think they should anyway. They definitely should. If they don't at that point, then something is terribly wrong. 7-10. 8-10 very likely, obviously, although we have seen USP rounds 1 today. 1 P250 is all it takes. Are you a USP man? You're a USP man, aren't you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
There's no question. He's going to rush where? Thought it'd be hell.
Ooh, a connector stack. I've never seen this before.
Liquid just did it.
A
Didn't
connector
they?
stack?
Yeah, I think so.
No, a bomb train stack. There was a bomb train stack in the first
Oh,
half.
okay.
Yeah. There it is. Let's go on to the next one.
Did a total of 14 plus like 66 damage. 80 damage. With that connector stack. Not many nades on Complexity.
Yeah, how is this your first buy round on the train? Like, that's terrible.
That is pretty bad.
I think take a leaf out of Versus Pro's book and get that double eco in, perhaps, because
Or just like one D ground. You know?
Yeah.
Just buy one deagle, and if you get kills, you could buy it the next round, and if not, you could save. Right?
I think that's maybe the worst utility I can remember seeing on the first buy round or on a CT side. Maybe of any map. I can't think of what would be worse than that. But
How do you stop like a full inner execute from here? You just don't.
Yeah. You gotta have the best counter flashes of all time.
Well,
no Molotovs.
The best counter flash.
Yeah. I mean, no Molotovs is a given if you're forced by it. Like, that's reasonable. $600 on the CT side, but they don't have much of anything. But it seems whatever they do have, Liquid want to exhaust it. 45 seconds on the clock. Steel still towards the Ivy position.
I think that's what they're going to do. They're just going to inner exec. They'll pull off the rotator with this Ivy. Presence. Or not, or they're just going to have 3 people there.
Peters missed the first shot. Will he get another opportunity? Perhaps not. Taken out. 2-3 players around the connected position. Liquid on absolute fire. Like a Molotov cocktail. 3 versus 2. Definier will feel compelled to go for this. Otherwise, we're pretty much at a tied game. Twist dancing around, delaying some time. They don't have a kit, these 2 players. They need to get on that bomb very, very soon indeed. Liege with a wide peak, and that will be enough for him. And Nitro will take Def down as well. And that's round number 9 for Team Liquid.
I mean, it was a good call, right? They had 3 inner. Good read by Complexity, but not getting that kill on the lower ramp, and then, you know, once they take the site. It's pretty tough. That was a good call, though, to put 3 inner there.
Well, it's the buy between the buys now. Well, not even that, really. It's just an eco. It's a crappy eco. CZ's always dangerous. Shadow. Some pre-fire from Twist. Also in a bait position. He's got support from his teammate Crossfire. Can they get the high ground? They can. No kills yet for Complexity. Def and Peter continuing the pilgrimage from the B-bomb sites.
Do you have a favorite player, James? Favorite players? Oh yeah, don't you like Kenny S?
I don't really have a favorite player.
No?
I mean, I'm more interested in the strategy behind it, a team play. But Simple's always fantastic to watch, like especially at the moment. I've really enjoyed Nitro's play of late. So much so I put a Nitro sticker on my AK. So I've really enjoyed a lot of Nitro. I want to watch some Nafly demos. Because I feel like because he's a very quiet kind of person, I think for that reason, he's, I don't want to say slept on, but people don't pay as much attention to him.
I discovered Nafly. Did you know that?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's the story then?
We were looking for people to pick up for our invite team. And I picked up him and Mozbek after watching them in ESEA Pug demos.
Really?
I said, these kids are nuts.
That's pretty awesome. But yeah, he's super quiet, so I think he doesn't get as much attention as other people who just are more vocal, be it on Twitter or otherwise. So I'd like to watch some of his demos. So those guys piqued my interest, but MSL's always one of the players I watch, not because of his play of guns, but just because of how he uses utility to enable his players to do things and put them in position. So for the type of player that I am, that stuff is quite important. So those are some of the players that I like to watch or am watching at the moment. And Rain, actually. No, my favorite player, like, in terms of the kind of player I want to be, is Rain in terms of how he uses bursts. I want to be more fatal when I use a burst, as opposed to spraying. I always forget that AK spray as well, so I can't rely on that. So I want to be better at bursting, basically, so I like me some Rain. 10-10. Players lining up in front of each other. One pick for Nafly, and Def won't get anything out of that situation. Is that a save round? Is it a save time? Ooh. It's funny, you see him get shot in the head and his head goes up and then, yeah, he finishes him off. But yes, it is abandoned ship for Complexity. They can't afford to continue to lose rounds in that fashion. Look at the consecutive rounds for both teams. Very pretty. Somebody out there with like OCD or something is just happy and wants some more diffusers now from Complexity. So they must be at max loss bonus, which means 3,400, which means they can drop rifles for their teammates, although they will be light on grenades. But what choice do they have? Maybe a FAMAS or two for somebody who needs the grenades more than somebody else.
I actually don't really like this buy from them.
In what sense?
I think it's better to have the other 2 guys that didn't, you know, save a gun, to just get like MP9 half armor or something and put them somewhere close maybe hiding in the Ivy cubby, in ladder, you know, hiding E-box or something. And then that way you could, if you win the round, you're going to have a lot of money and you'll be able to buy the next 2 rounds. Whereas if you lose the round, you'll still be able to buy the next round fully, you know, and you kind of hedge. Because the problem with this is if you don't win this round clean, right, and you win with, say, 1 alive, and then Liquid wins the next round, you just lose, you know?
Yeah, that's quite interesting.
But you have to have like a strong setup that you have everyone in an understanding of what's going to happen to do that, you know?
Yeah.
Like if it's just on the fly, it's probably not going to work.
Slow rounds. Liquid running the clock down. T is my button for Molotov. To pull out or buy a Molotov. Yeah, with the 180 and 2 very quick kills leaves only Twist and Nafly. What on earth has happened to this round? I have no idea. So many people died at the same time. Twist running distraction. Nafly needs to try and capitalize on that, but they jump in the way of Twist instead of Naf. And he can only get 1 frag out of that. So Complexity do prevail. 3 people surviving. So they can drop once again. Spread the wealth. So for my grenade binds are all different buttons, but also I have it set so the button to pull the grenade also buys the grenade. So I can very quickly press 4 buttons and have 4 grenades in spawn, and then just buy my rifles. I don't use buy binds beyond that. And I unbound F1, so I don't have auto buy.
I just type my buys.
Yeah, me too.
And I type them super fast, and if you asked me what I even press, I wouldn't be able to tell you.
What's terrible about doing it super fast though is that if you want to buy a rifle,
and then
what I do is
drops you one,
the last thing I do is like buy the rifle and then press 3 to pull my knife out. The thing is, if I try to buy a rifle with B42 and I don't have money for a rifle and press 3, it buys a scout instead.
Yeah.
So sometimes I accidentally buy a scout and I'm like, oh crap.
Actually, that's what I accidentally buy all the time. Whenever I accidentally buy, it's a scout.
Yeah, exactly. Probably pressing 3 to get your knife out when you're still on the menu because it says you don't have money. 50 seconds left. Complexity with very forward positions in main. And they'll leave Ivy alone, but they've still got 1 person in the B bomb site. So it seems they still want to cover everything in this situation. With Peter looking towards Ivy. So with the information they've got with people in main, they haven't put extra players in the B bomb site, and hey ho, it's B. The bomb is being planted, defaults, and they're gonna have 3 people on the flank. There's a team kill from Android, but yeah, he got the kill, so that's the more important thing. Smoke's down, Molly's down. This is a weird fight for Team Liquid now as well, because they don't really know what's going on in the B bomb site, although they did just take out Def. And there's one of the flankers, and there's the other one. There will be trades here for FNS, trying to shoulder pick, trying to bait. Gets the first kill, then goes crazy with the mouse, leaving Peter alone. Just trying to hit, just spread the bullets everywhere. Panic. And there's the round for Liquid. Do you think they should have put more people in B with the 2 people in main?
I mean, at that time, how much time was left on the clock?
So you think it's time dependent?
Oh yeah, for sure. At 1 minute, no. You ride or die with that. At 30 seconds, probably about like 35 seconds, you should probably get 1 guy out of pop. Maybe even 40 seconds. Most people, if they hit, I mean, that's why Complexity did that inner stack, you know, where they put 3 inner. And it's smart, right? Like, if you're going to go outside, you're usually not going to go outside with 30 seconds left.
Yeah.
You know, you're usually going to, because you have to scale the yard, right?
Yeah, I feel like the 40-second mark is good on most maps for the kind of rotation decision of the CT side. Team Liquid all over the B bomb site, cutting off connector as well, but they know there's a CT on the high ground. They don't have pressure to plant the bomb just yet, though. Minute 20 on the clock, and that's something important to remember. And there's Nafly with the flank, so they've got position. They will capitalize on that. Now the plant goes down, leaving Android in a 1 versus 4. Not looking good for him. So he'll make it out there. But Team Liquid back to winning ways. I think Complexity, this is their reset round as well. No, it's the round after the reset round. So, but I mean, much success for both T sides here on Train today. Again, after this game, we're going to see some of Optic Gaming, the new lineup after all the previous boys made their exit, versus NRG, and Peter's previous team, I think. And then that's going to be a Mirage and Overpass. So I love me some Overpass. My favorite map to nerd out on at the moment. And to play. Do you have a favorite map to play? It used to be Cash for me,
Honestly,
but I just played it too much and no one knows how to play it that I play with.
Honestly, I like Inferno, Train, Mirage, and Cash pretty evenly. I would say right now probably Inferno and Train I like the most to play.
Liquid moving out into the train yards. Complexity on the pistols with a big stack around Pop Dog, which I think Elise is taking care of. Yeah, what I like about playing in NA is that they play a lot more train than like Pugs in the UK. They don't really play train, so they don't, or when they do, they don't know how to play it. So there's that. So I'll play train when I'm here. That's fun. But Overpass is my favorite map at the moment. Get out of there! Get out of there, man! Get out of there! He's standing his grounds. Just good for it, isn't he? He's just good for it. Keep going, keep going. Careful, your teammates are there now. Hunting the USP players. Ooh, Nafly had to be careful at the end there. Running out of bullets. But they'll do it. 3-round lead now for Team Liquid. Complexity running out of opportunity.
Who do you think is Liquid's best player?
That's a tough one. I'm gonna leave Steel aside for the time being because he's new to the roster, and I think we need to see. I mean, we know what he's like as a player, but I think we need to see what he does for Liquid to answer that question. Twist is an excellent player, but he's a young player, so he won't have as much experience. While his aim is insane. I don't know, I mean, people often look towards Elise as maybe top player in NA. I don't know, I think I have some bias because I've really enjoyed like Nitro's play recently and he's quite a versatile player. And obviously he's warping for the team now and seems to be having success with that. But I don't think I study Liquid enough as I might like to answer your question. What do you think?
I think like they're all very, very equivalent, you know? Steel, what he isn't as good as, but it's only slightly less as good as the others, like in aim battles and whatnot. You know, it's nothing like terrible. You know, he makes up for it with, you know, how tactical he is, how good his reads are and whatnot. But I think like Elise, Naf, Nitro, and Twist are really on like the same tier, you know? Wow. He just like
solid.
He just played him. Yeah. Oh my god.
And there we go. Elise cannot be stopped, and now his team had position on Android while all that was going on.
He just destroyed them, James.
Yeah.
Like he just. That was like, you know, when you're like messing around with your dog and you like throw the ball and put it behind your back and he's like freaking out. That was like that level of just trickery and just.
Elise has sleeve of wizard.
Is that the Inspector Gadget thing?
No, no, no. I'll tell you afterwards. Well, match point is soon approaching for Team Liquid. Complexity's good run at the beginning of this match seems to be slowing to a close, but
they need to work on how they buy. Like they just never had nades.
I don't know what their money's going to look like in the next
I mean,
round.
this buy round they just barely had any nades either. They just don't like playing with nades, James.
Not fans of grenades.
The no nade challenge.
Look at this. I wonder if he heard the grenades, because like I would hear the grenade, but I don't know. But I mean, it could be a grenade out the window as well. So.
Talking about Yacer?
Yeah, but then maybe he's just not expecting to be shot like that, even if it gets flashed. You know?
He probably just made up his mind and like, you know, while it was happening, couldn't.
A finesse with a jumping MP9. Slightly better jumping accuracy than the other SMGs for the most part, or maybe completely. I think it has the best jumping accuracy, actually. By a significant margin. Camera bomb plant seems to be... No, okay, Twist still got his AKL. No need to do anything crazy. Looking towards connector. Looking towards pop. FNS on the flank. I don't know if he's been heard by Nitro. Nitro is looking at that in that direction.
Bomb has been planted.
This looks really funny, especially when they're against match point. 4-on-4. Def making his way in. I think FNS is just waiting for a delayed flank once his teammates start running distraction, but Nitro is still waiting. Does he go past the angle quickly? Goes past the angle slowly, but Nitro completely misses it. Hits it on a second occasion. And there's Def, last man now. Last man to go. And that's a wrap. 16-11 in favor of Team Liquid. Taking it. It looked good for Complexity at the beginning, but they just could not take it over the line.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think you could really tell Liquid's just a much better team.
Yeah.
Think about that under normal circumstances, right? If Complexity doesn't win the pistol and win the first, what was it, 6 rounds, then all of a sudden when Liquid wins, you know, all these rounds that they won in a row, then, you know, Complexity would be saving under normal circumstances, right? They wouldn't have 12K built up. So, that Liquid T side as well, just, I mean, that was pretty dominant, right? It wasn't even really close.
I think if Peter does 4 bullet bursts to the left, 4 bullet bursts to the right, he's good for that kill. But maybe I'm wrong. So that was that between Liquid and Complexity. After the break, we will be going towards Optic versus NRG. And that's going to be on, I've forgotten, I know the second one's Overpass. I think the first one is Mirage, but I might be wrong. But I'm going to check in my book, which is, of course, is engraved with my initials. Why not? Mirage and Overpass. Yes, that's coming up after the break. We are 10 minutes behind schedule, so we're going to snap to the break now. See you back here in a few minutes.